Hi y'all, it's Beth at Darling Way. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about lubes. I don't know, again, how many people actually know much about lubes. Do you even know what it stands for? It's personal lubricants. They were designed to help make penetration, sexual penetration, easier, smoother, particularly when women, for whatever reason, are low of their own moisture, fluids, juices, etc. There are lots of articles and people out there saying, oh, just use anything oil-based, use an olive oil, use a coconut oil, use peanut oil, whatever, just use an oil. But the fact is that there's actually a lot of science that goes into the use and the design of good quality lubricants, because the vaginal cavity, the anal cavity, your nose, your mouth, your eyes, all of these areas these are very sensitive tissues, and putting different oils and stuff in there can actually, even though they're natural, they can actually adversely affect the pH levels, the balance. It can dry things out. When people say, oh, but it's natural, I say, well, poison ivy is natural, and you wouldn't want to put that in your eye or your mouth or your nose or any other cavity either. So let's realize that natural does not necessarily mean good to insert in any part of your body. So here at Darling Way, we carry several different kinds of lubes. Okay, many different kinds of lubes. But in general categories, there's a water-based lube, there's a silicone lube, and then there's a hybrid, which consists of some water and some silicone. Water-based lubes are, as you can imagine, they're based with water. And the deal is that our tissues are designed to absorb water. So the water-based lubes may not last as long, but they might be good if you just need somebody just needs a little bit of startup, right? So that would be good. If you're talking about any kind of anal sex, the anal cavity does not self-lubricate. Period, the end. It doesn't re-lubricate because it never lubricates to start with. So using a water-based lube for any sort of anal activity, penetration, might be okay, but I promise you it's going to get absorbed by your body, and then there's nothing there, and you need to keep reapplying. Also be aware that various lubes are not created equal. There are lots of lubes out there that get absorbed much faster than other lubes. So there really is a hierarchy and a quality level to lubes that you want to pay attention to. We carry probably 4 or 5 different kinds of lubes, and there must be hundreds, if not thousands, out there. But there really is a difference. So know what you're talking about, and etc. before you buy, and particularly before you rely on for anal sex, because things down there can get damaged so easily, and any little damage is more likely to lead to an exchange of germs and diseases, which you want to really be careful of. So, or can just attract anything. So anyway, so that's the water-based lube. The silicone lube, as it says, it's all silicone, and those are so slick and crazy, it's amazing. Some people will say that if they use a little too much silicone lube and they're talking about vaginal penile penetration, maybe there's not even enough friction to make it enjoyable. So silicone lube, you only need a tiny, tiny little bit, and then you'll be good. And again, they're all different qualities, and you want to use a medical grade, etc., etc. So be good with that. But hint for the silicone lubes, if you're a marathon runner or anything, silicone lube is fantastic to rub on your nipples because it will stop the chafing from your shirt rubbing against, and that can be a great benefit, and it doesn't get absorbed by the body very quickly, so it should last a whole marathon. So that's my helpful hint of the day. Then in the middle, there's hybrid, which are going to last longer than the water-based ones. They're not going to be as slick and smooth and forever as the silicone ones, and they tend to be a really good option for middle-aged women who are routinely dealing with vaginal dryness, etc. They don't need to be reapplied as often as the water-based, but again, not quite as slick. So it's a great option. Beware that birth control, the pill can often lead to hormonal changes that can lead to even a young woman having vaginal dryness. Breastfeeding, nursing, being pregnant, or different times during a hormonal cycle for a woman can mean real distinct and significant changes in terms of her personal lubrication and stuff. So don't ever let anything, if it doesn't feel good, stop. If you're a guy and you feel any sort of friction that wasn't there before, stop, apply some lube. Don't ever be caught by surprise without any lube next to your bedside stand. It's just silly, and we should all be celebrating how we use it, and it lets everything go on longer and longer. Then just a little hint, there are flavored lubes. There are tons of flavored lubes out there. I'll tell you, most of them, they've got some sort of aftertaste, etc. So be very careful. You'll find ones you like, you don't. I've got one here I like. It's a salted caramel. I love it, frankly. Even after I do this little demo, the scent will linger around here. But it does, yeah, it's like salted caramel. It's the best one. It's made with stevia. It's edible. It just can make oral pleasure so much more fun. Keep a jar, a bottle next to your Barca lounger if you're a guy, and suggest to your partner that it's time for dessert and coffee or something after dinner or whatever. But use them, have fun with them, mix them up. Make sure that using lube, not only does it take care of our physical needs, but it really can be fun and can make everything go a lot smoother. And that means that we all want to have more sex, more love, more intimacy, and we're happier about it. So again, come see us at Darling Way at 3423 White Oak Drive in Houston Heights, or give us a call or email us at info@darlingway.com. We'd be happy to help you choose the lubes that are really good for you, for your partner. Solo play also with different props. You need to be careful what you use. Don't use silicone lube on a silicone prop, and always be careful if you're using condoms, whether or not they are compatible with the lube that you're using. Those are very basic things. So let us know. We're happy to help. We take our lube seriously, and we hope you will too. We want to make love easy.